I saw a meme on Facebook that said something like social media radicalizes you by telling you that you have no hope and the only way to change it is through violence. And I saw a lot of people in the comments actually rejecting that. Social media hasn't radicalized me. I don't belong to churches. Lack of healthcare, lack of bodily autonomy for people who I care about that are not straight, white, cishet penis owners. Lack of freedom, being laid off from my job. I worked for 20 years. My kids being able to afford housing, the housing crisis in general for tons of other people, lack of care for the environment, the utter ugliness for my own family about politics, wealth hoarding billionaires buying elections to make legislation that only benefits them. That's what radicalized me. The injustice of the system did it. The lack of change through voting did it. The utter disregard for human life did it. Their words didn't do this. Their actions did. That's what radicalized me. And radicalization doesn't always require violence either. Anyone can turn to violence, but properly radicalized persons can discuss and determine how to beat the systems at their own games long before violence comes into the picture. The issue is that we need revolution to deroot the problem. And just as the founding fathers understood, revolution rarely ends without bloodshed because the wealth-hoarding oligarchy knows that unless we are neutered and dispersed, we will seize our destiny as well as the means of production and make paupers of them. They try to crush dissent and keep us fighting each other in pointless, petty, culture war squabbles to avoid that fate and hang on to their money. I'm not saying we need to go out and kick some ass, but I'm not saying it either. Because if the system refuses to change democratically and then tries to crush us and make it impossible for us to change without that democratic system, then what other choice do you have? But some of y'all aren't ready to have that conversation. Some of y'all don't understand that the civil rights movement in this country wasn't just shitposting memes via snail mail or whatever they did before the internet. They were revolutionaries, not reactionaries. I don't think some of y'all got the unsanitized version of American history, and it shows. What's up, fam of liberty, and everyone else who's watching this video who isn't following our channel for some unknowable, mystifying reason? It's your new best friend, Big Sarge, or the artist formerly known as Admin Tim. I am the founder of the Sons of Liberty organization. If you saw us at a protest the other day for the first time and or you're new to this channel, I know what you might be thinking, so let me go ahead and get this out of the way. Fuck Donald Trump. Fuck neo-Nazi sympathizer Elon Musk. Fuck GOP politicians. Fuck the billionaire elite class that has its fucking boot on the neck of just about every American citizen. And at this point, I'm ready to say fuck the Democratic Party too, because what the fuck are you doing about it? Not a goddamn thing. Anyway, this channel and its comment sections are not a safe space for bootlicking simps for convicted felon, adjudicated rapist, wish.com fascist oligarch, failed insurrectionist, wannabe authoritarian tyrant, or his sugar daddy who bought him a presidency, the world's biggest supervillain manchild from South Africa who nobody fucking elected. Now you know where I stand on things. So if you're still here and you're not frantically rage typing into my comments box like a triggered snowflake who's ass mad about spending over $5,000 on the inauguration that you're no longer allowed to attend, but billionaires can, then maybe consider following the channel after you watch this video. Let's talk about TikTok for a second. The Chinese CEO of TikTok gets invited to the inauguration, and despite the fact that Trump isn't even the president yet and was responsible for the platform getting banned in the first place, TikTok posted the other day a note saying, "We're back thanks to President Trump." He's not the fucking president, asshole. I smell another grift. And let's not forget that TikTok users organized a means of foiling a Trump rally where he had virtually nobody attend because TikTok users got all the tickets. That's why he wanted to ban the platform, because he's a thin-skinned little sissy like Elon Musk. Now he's suddenly its savior. That makes sense why the platform had been cracking down on TikTok content creators that spoke out against MAGA. This is coming from Mr. Tough on China, the guy whose pocket politicians claimed that the Chinese spy app was a major security concern. Now suddenly they're like, we should own half of it. Anyway, you can still use TikTok with a VPN. Some of y'all must be brand new to the internet, like born today. Some of y'all don't live in one of the 17 plus states that banned Pornhub, and it shows. So the inauguration is today, and DC is filled with pissed off MAGA supporters who gave Trump over $225 million for his inauguration. That's not even counting the money that they spent on travel and lodging, despite the fact that eggs and gas are expensive. Why are the MAGAts mad? Well, there are dozens of reasons why a bunch of cultists who won an election and the Senate and the House and the Supreme Court are still fucking mad. But the specific reason that I'm talking about is that Maryland, Northern Virginia and Washington, D.C. law enforcement agencies are refusing to augment the Secret Service and the Capitol Police and the various other agencies in D.C. for Trump's inauguration. I wonder why that could be. I mean, it's not like the GOP isn't the party of Back the Blue and Blue Lives Matter. Say their names, MAGA. Brian Sicknick, Howard Liebengood, Jeffrey Smith, Gunter Hashida, Kyle DeFreitag, not even counting the approximately 140 officers that you injured.
We need to hold the doors of the Capitol. I need police support.
The Trump campaign has basically blamed it on the weather. Bear in mind that in 2016, Trump claimed to have the biggest crowd in history, but video footage proved that that was a lie. Not that his cultists care about facts, not even alternative facts. Also bear in mind that it was frigid cold at Obama's inauguration, and he had a huge crowd. But Trump doesn't want his crowd size to appear small, so they're taking it inside. Now, tickets were supposed to be free as long as you got them from your elected representative. But a whole bunch of fucking idiots didn't know that, so black marketeers sold them for thousands of dollars. Grifters getting grifted. And MAGA dumbfucks paid for it, despite the fact that eggs and gas are expensive. Now, D.C. is a big city, but it's not immense. And the law of capitalism says that when demand is short, jack up the price. So hotels were kind of pricey already, but now they're even pricier. Not to mention the fact that plenty of people went to D.C. this past weekend for the People's March on Saturday the 18th, so there was even less room. So a bunch of mad MAGA people are in D.C. with no inauguration to attend. Sound familiar? Maybe they could visit a few of the many amazing museums in D.C. I suggest starting with the Holocaust Museum for those MAGA people who aren't offended by critical race theory and DEI and who are actually against banning books that hurt their fifis. For the rest of you, I just want to say that D.C. hasn't seen this many pissed off MAGA people since January 6, 2021.
We lost the line. We lost the line. All Denise, get back.
Now, I'm going to casually refer to the fact that law enforcement presence is much, much lower than it was expected to be, with agencies actively refusing to support the Trump inauguration. So if you dumb motherfuckers really want to attend the inauguration in the U.S. Capitol building, I'm just saying, you didn't have any problem getting into the Capitol 4 years ago. So don't act like you care about our sacred institutions or historical buildings or government. We all know that you know how to get in if you really wanted to.
People. These were great people. The crowd was unbelievable. And I mentioned the word love, the love in the air. I've never seen anything like it.
You were so mad about culture war issues like trans people in bathrooms and drag queens and reading books and immigrants and H-1B visas that you voted for the wealth-hoarding elites running a populist campaign promising to rid the government of being run by wealthy elites. So you helped the wealth-hoarding elites to win, only for them to install their own wealth-hoarding elites to run the government in a way that only benefits wealth-hoarding elites, of which you are not and never will be one of them. That's called class war, and you're being distracted from it by shit that nobody really cares about, but you swear up and down it's an issue because you're being told to care about it, so that you don't focus on the fact that they're robbing you fucking blind and making themselves more obscenely wealthy, and you get none of it. But don't worry, MAGA fuckface ass clowns. Just be secure in the knowledge that your grifter-in-chief, a convicted felon, appreciates your money. Just not as much as he appreciates his sugar daddy Elon Musk bailing him out and buying him a presidency. Just know that your money will go towards a big celebration for all of the billionaires and into his pocket for further private personal endeavors. Conned for money and screwed over again. He's been doing this his whole corrupt, fraudulent life. As an example, he allegedly made, on paper, $25 billion with some new cryptocurrency called Trump coin or something, that even has other wealth-hoarding crypto bro oligarchs mad that he's upsetting the market. And don't think for one second that this whole weird bullshit about TikTok is because they're concerned about China, when they're inviting Chinese government officials and rich oligarchs to be guests at the U.S. Capitol inauguration that he's not even letting you attend. You just got cucked by rich people. Again. You just got fleeced and grifted by rich people. Again, Donald Trump made a fucking meme coin instead of lowering prices, which he can't do and said he won't do. He's not focusing on ending the war in Ukraine. Not even for his buddy Putin and his shadow puppet master Elon Musk, who has a top secret security clearance and government contracts, but is buddy with Vladimir Putin, who has actively threatened democracy in the West time and time again. He accepted $7.8 million from foreign governments without congressional consent. Trump sneakers, Trump watches, digital trading cards and NFTs, Trump Bibles, Trump Winery, Trump University, his nonsensical book, The Art of the Deal, which props him up as being a deal maker and savvy businessman, despite the fact that he was a fucking failure as a diplomat and president, despite the fact that he went bankrupt tons of times, despite the fact that his daddy gave him a lot of money and he's only worth about $3 billion. And that's if you believe the numbers, considering that he's afraid of releasing that information, and despite the fact that he is well known for overvaluing his New York properties higher for loan and collateral purposes, but lower for taxation purposes. Let's not even mention the Trump Les Paul guitar that Les Paul's people sent him a cease and desist for it. Let's not even forget the Trump store website, which sells all kinds of Trump-branded nonsense like Trump ice trays, coffees, cookies, jelly beans, red Solo cups, urine test kits, board games, speakers, gold earbuds, cologne, scented candles, mattresses, pickleball paddles, watches, and cologne. What kind of fucking cologne does Donald Trump smell like? Does it smell like pissed in Depends, body odor, orange spray tan, sweat, and venereal disease? That's my time for today. Thanks for tuning in. Shout it from the motherfucking rooftops. Every billionaire is a public policy failure. Tax them out of existence. Obligatory disclaimers. The resistance starts with us. To that end, we've begun organizing Sons of Liberty chapters by regions. Don't ask me in the comment sections if we have a chapter in such and such state or such region. Just get on Discord, because rule number 1 of Sons of Liberty Fight Club is that we don't talk about Sons of Liberty Fight Club. I have a whole ass video on a subject called OPSEC. And if it's a foreign concept to you, then I suggest that you watch it. And some of you, please go rewatch it, because you're using the same ass Discord names that you've been using for 20 plus years elsewhere. I talk about Discord a lot because that way, when you get on Discord, we can't be deplatformed and you can see our content there. Social media oligarchs like Mark Zuckerberg and Apartheid Andy can't mute or censor our content. We, however, do moderate our content. We don't allow Fed posting and deranged fringe lunatic conspiracy gibberish or violent and graphic content, because if it's against Discord's terms of service, I am just not going to let someone tear apart the community that you all have built on our Discord server. Discord is not just a chat platform or a platform for gamers. Whilst we do have off-topic channels in a section for gamers, we also have helpful region sections with helpful resources for those regions. In those spaces, you can organize with local fam of liberty. You can learn about practical things such as self-defense courses and firearms instructors who are local to you and who are left-leaning. You can learn about home defense and security, participate in firearms discussions with subject matter experts. You can learn about growing your own food in victory gardens and then canning and jarring and preserving the food. You can figure out shit hits the fan contingency plans, build first aid kits and bug out bags. You can link up with other fam of Liberty members who can assist you with, say, moving to safety if you need to be safe. And like I mentioned, we have off-topic places for you to post your art and your cosplay, your written words. There's a channel for veterans called the DD214 Blanket Fort. Off-topic stuff for posting music and just general bullshitting around. You can also get updates from our social media, which does make our Discord ping heavy, thanks to the webhooks that integrate our various social media notifications. You can easily disable those by going into the channel named Pingroll and pressing a button. If you're having trouble with Discord, I have a whole ass YouTube tutorial about Sons of Liberty Discord. So if you need assistance, start with that video. The invite link to our Discord server is in the Throatpunch at the end of this video and all of our other videos. That invite link is also in the YouTube video description and in the YouTube channel description. If you like the shirts or the hoodie that I wear in my videos, some of them, but not all of them, are available in the Sons of Liberty merch store if Etsy doesn't take me down for continued content violations. The merch store is listed in the link tree in our YouTube channel description and in this video description. I put up new merch all the time. I put up 5 new shirts just right after Christmas and like 27 new shirts before the rally last week, like the Oregon Trail Die Mad shirt, MAGA Lube and Satan Be Gone shirts from Brother Billy Ray, our hashtag Not Sorry shirts and Enemy Within shirts, some Big Sarge meme shirts. A lot of these designs and merch gets added specifically because you request them or donate them in our comment sections and other places. If you like our video content, then we have a whole social media presence elsewhere. So we'd appreciate it if you'd follow us on all of our other socials, whichever ones that you've got. We're currently dark on Meta, by the way. The various socials that we have are listed in the Throatpunch at the end of our videos and the link tree, which can be found on the channel description. On YouTube, we'd also appreciate it if you would subscribe, like, and get notifications on our channel. I talk about TikTok, but I think I'm fucking done with TikTok. Fuck that platform. Fuck the Chinese Communist Party. Fuck their censorship. Fuck China's IP theft, and fuck TikTok for censoring and shadow banning us there. You can help us extend our reach by sharing our video content on all of your socials. Just go find the relevant Sons of Liberty account on that platform and share the content because it's probably there already, this video I mean. You can help us beat the algorithm by leaving us at least 7 words in the comments sections. 7 words is not just a George Carlin reference or a Deftones song reference. It's the number that the algorithm needs to decide that your engagement on our content is more meaningful and thought-provoking than what you said, or I like this, or you said it, something like that. So if you can't think of anything else to say, this video didn't provoke any other reaction, and you're just like, all right, then the phrase, I made it to the end, Big Sarge, is actually 8 words. And that algorithm, by the way, works on most other social media platforms. So be cognizant of that on places where you support your favorite content creators. 2 claps and a Rick. 1 team, 1 fight, fam. Woo!
And now it's time for the Throatpunch!